Um, so I'm trying to really understand what's going on with this whole Associated Press scandal that's going on. Um, I'm trying to really understand what the problem is. Well, this is what's going on. Let me just read you this article here from Think Progress. And, well, here it is. I mean, let me tell you what's going on. Earlier this week, the Associated Press issued new guidance about what language to use when referring to married same sex couples, suggesting couples or partners is generally appropriate instead of husbands and wives. Now, that's what they said, Associated Press. They had this internal memo, right, that issued this guideline. Basically, they prefer, if I grasp this conflict correctly, the AP prefers to use couples or partners to describe gay people who are married, not husbands or wives. Okay. But here, think progress. I like those people. I think they're great people. But they're not that clever, to be honest with you. Not that many people in the media are clever either. It doesn't matter. If you're part of a nonprofit or a commercial company, if you write an article, you are the media. And people don't understand. Sometimes when you write something, you better be very careful as to what you write, especially when you criticize something like this. But language and all that, when you fuck up yourself, I don't really care. I just blog and say whatever I want because I'm not, you know, I'm not the moral police. I'm not going out there saying, oh, the ape. I'm not offended by this at all. Are you offended? Because I'm not. I mean, this is really militant. It's really out there. If you are a reasonable gay person, you say, well, but we use partners all the time. That word we use all the time. And couples. I mean, it's used in this article to describe the conflict. Look, let me read you this paragraph again. All right, here we go. This is Think Progress by Zach Ford. I like that guy. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a really good writer. I think he does a lot of good work. But right now he's fucking up. This is not looking good for me. I mean, he really fucked this whole thing up. Well, I know people might say no, but for me, he did. This is what he writes. Earlier this week, the Associated Press issued new guidance, okay, about what language to use when referring to married same-sex couples. He even used the word couples, suggesting couples or partners is generally appropriate instead of husbands and wives. But then, I think so what they're saying is that Associated Press is being homophobic because they don't want to use husbands and wives. They want to use instead couples and partners. And then, of course, Zach Ford, who wrote this article, used the word couples. So, is Zach Ford being homophobic? Does he work for the AP? Okay. All right. I'm trying to understand this. I really am. I mean, look. We had Chick-fil-A gate. That little problem that we had with Chick-fil-A backfired on us like rain. It was a complete disaster. Let's be honest, all right? They had that, Mike Huckabee and Sarah Palin. They had that appreciation day, and you should have known that was coming because Chick-fil-A is centered and is headquartered in the South. Most of the restaurants are in red states and rural areas. What do you expect them to happen? They're gonna boost their sales, and that's what happened. That anti-gay bakery over there in Oregon that denied that wedding cake for that lesbian couple. Look what happened. Business boomed. Homophobia, makes money these days. For now, right? I don't think that kind of business model is sustainable. I'll just be honest with you. But I don't really get this. And this is one of those things, one of those events, one of those times in which some people within the gay community are stepping out of bounds. That's what I think. We can talk about this like in closed doors and in closed rooms with the AP. We can talk about like, okay, what do you mean by this? But to go out in public and say, oh my God, throwing our arms in the air about this is really ridiculous. And straight people are not going to get it. They're not. Some might, okay, those who are involved with the issue with gay marriage, but the majority of people who we need on our side when we go to Oregon and put gay marriage on the ballot, if we go to other states, here in Arizona, we're going to probably put it back on the ballot. I mean, we don't need these kinds of distractions. These are distractions. I mean, I'm serious about this. Come on. Get over yourselves. And you right-wingers, I'm going to also point and wag my finger at you. All you Rush Limbaughs and Mark Levins and all you Alex Jones types, and shut the fuck up already that the liberal media is all biased. Fox News is biased as well. The AP is not biased at all. They're trying to be neutral. I guess this is their way of being neutral and not trying to be siding one way or another. I guess that's the motive behind this. But no, the evil liberal media, the pinko communist media, is siding with gay people. They're pushing the gay agenda down our throats. No, they're not. They're trying to be neutral. And it's okay. Look, I've always used the word partner. I rarely, actually, think about it. I rarely called anybody my husband. Well, I was never married, but I could have done it, right? I could have said, hey, this is my husband. But I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I mean, it's like, I know, for me it's weird. Say, this is my husband. It's kind of like, well, if he's your husband, then am I the wife? Or, I'm not judging anybody who says, I have a friend of mine who would say, oh, this is my husband. And we all laugh because it's kind of, it just looks funny. It looks kind of cartoonish in a way, It's very caricaturish. And this is what it is. It's all caricature. Now what this conflict is doing is pinning us into a caricature. And this is getting out of hand. Somebody says the word faggot, now we have to go send them to tolerance camp. Or, let's focus on the real issues here. Title VII rights for gay people. How about that? Let's get all these gay marriage bans repealed. Get the voters on our side. Put up some ads. Raise some money for the suicide hotlines and help gay youth. Let's do something about that. Let's lobby Congress so we could get those legislation. I know a lot of bills have been proposed now in Congress. One bill is for the military families, gay military families, for their benefits. Let's get that through. Hurry up and get that through. Get that done. Somehow we have to overcome the fascist bloc of the Republican Party in the House. And we can do that if you put your mind to it. We have to do some dirty tricks. Just like the right wing does. They do their tricks. They have guerrilla tactics. And I know how the right wing works because I used to be in the Tea Party or the Tea Bagging Association. I used to be a tea bagger. I know how they think. They are at war with the American people. They are at war with us. They hate us. Not just gay people, but they hate everybody else who doesn't agree with them. It's funny that they accuse us that just because you disagree with gay marriage, we call you bigots, and they hate it, but yet you disagree with them, and they call you communist, they call you liberal, they call you pinko, they call you a Maoist, and all this bullshit. And that's why I left, because it was worse than being, anything else, being a teabagger. So, all right, I'm trying to understand this situation here. This codified, writes Zach Ford, this codified factual inaccuracy has caused a much-deserved uproar. Well, I don't know about much-deserved. Does it? I mean, be honest with yourself. Does it? I mean, I don't care if you call me. This thing is a private matter. What you call yourself, what you call your partner, or your husband, or your wife, whatever. I mean, it's your decision. It's not who's AP. By the way, they're not the authority on this. They're not the government. So what do you care? Yeah. But what they're gonna do is, for example, if they interview me and I say this is my husband, they're gonna quote me saying that. That's what they're gonna be. That's how the word husband or wife will be injected, if you want to say that. But come on, we're just going too far off here. I mean, who cares about this? Let's get these rights. Let's fight for our rights. Let's fight against the fascist right wing. Let's get the economic recovery going. Let's cure AIDS and HIV. Help gay teens with their problems and prevent suicide. Not with uploading stupid little videos, but actually doing something physically about it. Donating money, raising money. Real tangible things that help people. Huh? Let's focus on that. I mean, why are we so... God. No wonder we're so fucked up. No wonder we lose. Last time that we won, last year, right, 2012, we won. It's a fucking miracle that we won. Everybody was like, wow, it's a miracle. Yes, it is. Because we lose. And the reason why we lose, let me tell you why we lose. The reason why we lose is because we're one of the most distractible communities of any other community. Right there with the Latino community. Latinos are easily distracted with shit. With the media, with this and that, and then they lose the ball, and then they drop, and then that's it. They don't get what they want. Especially these immigrant groups. The gay people are the same way. Worse. We get distracted over what the Associated Press, if they use the word wife or husband. Oh my God. Who cares? Let's focus here. Focus on what the end game is. What is the end game? In fact, I read an article the other day. Where was that? It was a great article, and it was written by a gay activist who said the same thing. What is the end game? Is the end game, what is it? That's a good question, and he asked it bluntly. What is the end game for the gay community? Is it just to get marriage, or is it just to get rights? For me, the end game is to not make... Well, for me, the end game will be to end homophobia and stupidity and hatred and enlighten people with technology, with information, with knowledge, with empowerment, with peace. Stuff like that. You bring peace and love within the community, things will be fine. But if you get distracted with bullshit like this... Look, I understand, yes, you want to be called husbands and wives just like straight people, okay? Fine. There will be other newspapers. Look, the New York Times has called husbands or wives. San Francisco, there are other papers out there that do that. Who cares about the AP? Who are they, by the way? Are they God? Are they the authority on marriage? I mean, no, they're not. They're just a news agency. Oh yeah, it's the one, it's the one that sets the standards. No, they don't. If they're the ones that set the standards, then they are committing a crime. We have something in the First Amendment that says freedom of the press. The press are allowed to print whatever the hell they want. They're not supposed to subject themselves to the AP. Who is the AP? How about that question? Instead of asking these little petty issues, this nothing issue, why don't we just ask, hey, who the fuck is AP anyway to say what they want to say? The National Lesbian... Oh, hold on, let me see here. Okay. The codified factual inaccuracy has caused a much-deserved uproar, including among AP reporters like David Carreri, who refused to use the second-class vocabulary. Second class. I know straight people that use partner all the time, too. Oh, this is my partner. And I was like, oh, your business partner? No, my partner. My wife, whatever, Because some straight people they're like that, they're very, they're very very metropolitan, you know. um, and the wife will be like, "Oh, he's my partner," and all that. Oh, fine, whatever, I don't care. And there are gay people that say, "This is my husband" or "This is my wife." I even know about a gay couple, like the top, he's the husband, and the bottom is the wife. In fact, a lot of Mexicans do that. I see a lot of Mexican couples, gay couples, who say, "Oh, this is my wife," but it's really a guy. But he said, "Oh, that's the wife because I fuck him in the ass." But we Mexicans, we have our own terms, you know, for our partners or whatever. We have my camote, which is cock. This is my cock, my penis. Of course it is. I suck it every night. And or we have another one that I really like, and I used to use this one on my ex. This is mi gallo, or this is my cock. Well, actually, my rooster, but you can interpret it both ways. This is my rooster. You know, a rooster is a very big thing in Mexican culture. It's a symbolism of masculinity and all that. And because my ex was very masculine, you know, I call him this is mi gallo. And the other terms that we use in Mexican, we Mexicans don't give a shit. That's why in Mexico, pretty soon, within a couple of years, gay marriage is going to be legal in every state of the country. Right now, we're like 2 inches away from that. And here, we're not even close. Hopefully, we get something out of that case that Ted Olson is arguing before the Supreme Court, that Prop 8 case. Let's see what happens there. Hopefully, we get what should be an easy, closed case question. That's it. Equal protection under laws, period. Gay people should get married everywhere in every state. Period. That's it. No questions. But no. And we missed the target. We dropped the ball here because we should have been engaging with the public immediately. And I want to applaud those people who are doing what they're doing and they want to help the community. Good. But this is not going to help. Who? Come on. This is because a lot of people have a lot of time in their hands and they need something to write about. They need something to bicker about. I mean, don't we have enough to bicker about? I mean, we have all these people who are saying that gay people are pedophiles. Don't let them in the Boy Scouts. These people are causing earthquakes. They're destroying societies, raping children, emasculating the military. I mean, you have all these people saying this god-awful shit. You don't attack them, but you went ahead and attacked the Associated Press because they don't want to use the word wife or husband. Do we have our priorities straight here or what? Oh, hey. I don't know. It's so frustrating to try to gauge this and see what, because it's bullshit. These people think that they're actually creating an effect on the whole situation, and they're not. They're just digging themselves a hole into, and they're just sucking themselves into this black hole, and that's it. They're not moving anywhere. This is not going to affect anything. This is not going to change the debate. In fact, it might turn off some people. Say, you know what, these gay people are pretty, they're pretty mouthy, they're pretty bitchy. And yeah, we tend to be bitchy. And that's not really a good thing, to be honest with you. That's why a lot of gay male relationships get really broken apart, because of people they get mad over little things. Mad over the fact that you don't know how to grind the peppermill correctly, or you moved my things on my desk, or stuff like that. It's simple things. The National Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association objected to the AP style book editor for imposing a double standard, but it seems the AP isn't budging, according to a spokesman by the name of Paul Colford. He says, quote, this week's style guidance reaffirmed AP's existing practice. They've always been doing this, so why make it a deal now? Oh, because now it's been discovered, they find this memo. We've used husband and wife in the past for same-sex married couples and have made clear that reporters can continue to do so going forward. Yeah, I mean, there you go. It's not an issue. Blogger John Aravosis, and he's a really good blogger, right? Yeah, he exposed a lot of the Obama BS. But now he's... I don't know. Blogger John Aravosis thinks this is a lose-lose position for AP. AP style is an industry standard for professional journalists, and the whole point of such a standard is consistency. No, you don't need that much consistency. I mean, it's not like you're writing a screenplay or something. I mean, we have freedom of press in this country. People should write whatever the hell they want. Don't listen to the papers. I mean, who cares what the papers are saying? What matters is, do we win? Do we win elections? Do we win the legislatures, the governorships? Do we win? Do we win? Do we win? That's what the issue is. For me, at least. I don't know about you. Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Do you care about the Associated Press and their terms and their memos and emails, or do you care about winning and having equal rights? What's more important for you? Think about it. In this case, the stated rule is simply wrong or at best antiquated, because AP would never suggest using partners for opposite-sex couples. So what? I mean, partners has always been, that word has always been acceptable for the gay community, always. When we go and ask employers for domestic partnership benefits, we use the word partnership, and then we are happy and we applaud. Yay, yay. Because they gave us domestic partnership benefits. That's it. I'm done with this. The reason why I don't understand this is because it's bullshit. That's why. And neither would you understand this. I mean, this is a few activists out there, bloggers, who I think it's Friday. It's probably a slow week this week. I think that's what it is. It's a slow week. We need some controversy. That way we can get some traffic to our blogs and all that shit. Really. Anyway. Let's hope that we win. That's what I really want. Let's win. The next election, we're going to win again and again and again and again. We're going to take California. We're going to take Oregon. We're going to take Arizona. We're going to take now Illinois. Now it's moving ahead. They just passed gay marriage in the Senate. And we're going to move ahead with Rhode Island. We're going to move ahead in Delaware. Hawaii maybe next year. Okay? Maybe New Mexico. They're starting to wrap things up over there. They're starting to get things in place so we can start discussing it at least. And so, and Minnesota too. We're talking about, next week they might introduce a bill over there. Hey, we have a lot of things to do here, people. And also, don't forget the big picture of the economic issues. The recovery and all that. Social Security, Medicare, and the national economic recovery that we need. We have a lot of issues. We have things to take care of, and that's fine. And you know what? I don't mind if we have fun. I do bits on this show all the time. I goof all the time on this show. I like to do some comedy here and there. I do. That's fine. I get distracted too. But I'm not really a full-time activist. I'm not out there pretending to be an activist and then write a blog bitching about that the AP is using partners. Who cares? If I was an activist, a full-time activist, I would be on MSNBC on Tweety Bird's show Hardball, and I would say, Tweety, I don't give a rat's ass about this. Let's move on. Let's get the rights. Let's get marriage passed in these states, in Ohio, and Minnesota, and California, and Arizona, and Indiana. Maybe we stop that constitutional ban. Let's get it done. Let's move. Let's do it. Why are we sitting here bitching about this? Why? And that's why I left the gay activism world. Okay, I'm still pretty much involved as far as going to meetings and helping some organizations and trying to fundraise money and getting money and all that. I can help you fundraise, but I'm just sick and tired of this bullshit. Every time there's little bits and pieces of shit that we focus so much on these little bitty things. We miss the whole picture. That's what it is. We drown in a cup of water. I like that expression. My father talks about it all the time. When I tend to exaggerate things, sometimes I do that. I try not to do that here on the show, but in my real life, I tend to, sometimes I talk about things and I tend to exaggerate. Like one time I found a pimple, a big pimple in my on my arm, and I was like, oh my god, it might be cancer or something like that. And my dad's like, oh, there you go again, Jose. I have that problem. I don't know what it is. It's but I search my body all the time. I look for moles and stuff like that on my skin, and I said, oh my god, I might get some that cancer on my skin. My father goes, oh god, Jose, you easily drown in a cup of water. And that really is what the gay activists are doing. They're focusing on the pimple instead of just relaxing, taking a deep breath, and realizing it's just a pimple. It's going to go away. Take care of the whole thing itself, the body, the health of the community. That's what we need. And no wonder we have all these problems. We have problems with gay youth, with suicide, with HIV, with rights and legalities and all that. Why? Because people are focused on little bits of shit that mean nothing. That's why we waste our time and our energy. And it's not just this. The reason why I'm blasting off on this is because I've seen this so many times. People fight over the color of the curtains for the gay lesbian center that I used to volunteer. They were fighting. They had a 2-hour meeting over the color of the curtains because somebody want. I just don't want to get into that. And I have OCD, supposedly. That's what my therapist told me a while ago. I have OCD. I had a psychiatrist who told me that, oh, you have OCD. I'm like, I have OCD. Really? I'm the one who's really nitpicking things? No. There is an obsession out there with... I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is. But I can tell you this. It's pretty stupid and lame and gay. And yes, I'll say that. As a gay man, this is pretty gay. It's pretty out there. So, if you're not going to accomplish anything with this, just drop it. Let it go. Next week is going to be something else. Next week we're going to find some restaurant that's discriminating against somebody, and we're going to, it's all going to blow over. We're going to find that somebody, who knows, is burning an effigy of Elton John. We're going to find something else next week. Every week there's a controversy. Have you noticed that? Last week it was the lesbian couple that got discriminated against. And let me tell you why that happened. That happened because we dropped the ball. We are not out there engaging with the public and talking about religious freedom and discrimination, what really the law is supposed to be about. It's not about whether you believe in something. It's about your behavior and the way that you conduct business. Governments regulate businesses all the time and commerce. It's in the Constitution. Government has a right to regulate commerce. Okay? That's it. Period. None of this bullshit of my religious freedom. And go to church and pray if that's all you want to do all day. You have that freedom to do that. Go and pray. Who cares? You see, we need to go out there and educate people. No, no, we're too busy trying to see who's writing what on the Associated Press. The reason why those lesbians got discriminated, in a way, is partially our fault. Because we dropped the ball. We get so easily distracted with bullshit. And not only that, there's all this infighting too. All this infighting. And all these egos and these people with their campaigns and their books and they're selling this and that. All these snake oil salesmen that exploit the gay community. If you ever catch me selling like shirts or mugs or pencil sharpeners or thongs or if you catch me selling a book, kill me, please. Shoot me. Because I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to sell you a book. I see other shows on the internet, on YouTube, and on other places, and they're like, oh, I'm doing my show, and then, oh, by the way, you can buy my ebook for $4.99. And like, I'm not a shyster. I'm not here to, yeah, I put ads on here, but that's it. I'm not here to sell you anything. But everybody has a personal agenda. Everybody in the gay community. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people do. Personal agendas. They want to add it to their resume. The reason why they're on the board is not because they care about the cause. It's because they want it on their resume so they can get a job at the Human Rights Campaign, probably work for a congressman or a senator, stuff like that. Everybody has, an agenda. It's all about the ego, pumping it up. And the people who make controversies about little petty shit like this AP story, they're doing it because, oh my God, look what I found. And we're going to fix this. And this is a cause for us that we can fix. Here's the thing. These people are failures in a way because they could not get certain things through while they were dropping the ball. So now they pick on this because now they're getting the AP to change the policy probably. So then they're going to declare victory and then, feel like they actually did something now. They feel like they're fulfilled and they saved the gay community or something, That's ridiculous. It is absolutely absurd, but people do it. And I've seen it happen myself. I see it happen. I mean, one time we were fighting a handicap space, something, with the gay center that I used to work at. And it was over something really just stupid and petty. And then we were discussing God. I am pretty amazed that I did not go crazy. I could have. But I don't know. I'm pretty thick-skinned, I take it. I take it in the ass. I'm everybody's bitch, and everybody slaps me around and says, hey, Jose, take it. Take my issues. I have, people have issues, and then they unload it on me, And then they waste my time and waste my energy. I have to be there and cry with them or, do something, And when you are hurt emotionally, I'll be there for you. But if you fight over something really stupid, no way. That time's over. And that's why today, it's not just gay people. I notice it everywhere else. Straight people. I mean, straight couples fight over little petty shit, and then they get divorced. Somebody got divorced because they ordered the wrong cartridge for their printer, and they got divorced over that. I mean, no wonder we're so fucked up in a way. Society is becoming too reactionary, too sensitive, too knee-jerk. We don't need to do that. We need to be patient. We need to be, logical, and we need to think about the end game and what really matters, what is important. Because if you want to fight every battle, you want to create 1,000 battles and fight them all, you're going to lose. That's how the previous empires, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, that's how they were destroyed. They were fighting all these battles and they didn't win any of them because they were just expanded. They thinned themselves so much that they fell. And that's what they're doing here in the gay community. They're thinning us so much. They're stretching us so much with battles over here, battles over there. Fight the AP, fight the bakery, fight the... Then we are just... We have so many battles, so many fronts that we are going to lose if we're not focused, if we don't get together and focus on one battle. And streamline all those battles into one. The big ones. Marriage, DOMA, economic rights, all this other stuff that we need to work on. HIV, AIDS, and all that. That's why Hitler lost. Germany lost because Hitler wanted to do battle with Russia. He was fighting the British, the Russians, and then he invaded France, and he thought he could take on the Americans. And that's what I feel about these people. These people think that they're tough, that they can handle everything, that they can battle it out with anything and everything and everybody at any time. No, pick your battles correctly. Pick the battles. Pick them good and wisely. Fight them out right. Win in the end. Make us all proud. Make us all proud to be gay. I mean, you know how we say gay pride? Right now, I'm not proud of anything. I'm ashamed. I'm dismayed. I'm disappointed. Make me proud to be gay. Come on. Make me proud. Is this all we have? Is this all we got? Going after the Associated Press because they don't use the word husband and wife? Go. Please. I'm proud of myself of being gay no matter what. No matter what the AP says. I don't give a shit about the AP. I'm proud of myself. And I don't need to use the word husband or wife to feel anything. It doesn't make you lesser or more important. I mean, a lot of gay couples choose to just call themselves partners all the time. I've seen that all the time. In the media, in the gay media and logos, they use the word all the time. Partners, partners, partners. Isn't there a show called Partners? Something like that? And then, oh, never mind. I mean, I'm not going to get through these people. I know I'm not. And then, of course, the hate mail's going to come in. Fine, go ahead, send me the email. My Twitter handle is @TheRealJoseSoto. Tweet me. Tell me what you think. Am I being, what? Am I being an asshole here for saying this, or am I being honest? Because if changing the AP policy on this will get us equal rights, man, by all means do it. But if you think that this is going to help us, I say you're pretty delusional. Sorry, that's what I think.